Hello and welcome to another book huddle. I am so excited to have Charla on. I met Charla through a YouTube group that we're on together where we critique each other's YouTube videos. And the first time I saw it, I was just like, I love her. Social media stalked her and was just like, I hope I don't seem like a psycho when I contact with you because I love Charla's energy. So I'm so excited to have her on and share with us about her channel. So Charla, tell us, first of all, just because it has so much to do with your channel and what it is, tell us why. Why did you decide to start a YouTube channel?
Well, I have been fluctuating with my weight for a few years now, and I have gained weight, then lost weight, then gained weight, the old yo-yo dieting. And I felt like I needed more accountability. And so I felt like if I put myself out there, that I would have more accountability and I'd stick with it better. And then I also live in a small town, so I needed to have that community, I think, to know that I'm not the only one struggling. And also, if I can find something helpful, I'm hoping it doesn't just help me, but it can help someone else as well.
Excellent. So it's called Charla Reid?
Yes, Charla Reid, Body and Soul Transformation.
Body and soul. So how beautiful is this? So she's on this, weight loss journey, but that's not all that it's about.
Right.
So tell us some more details of what it's about, the whole purpose.
So one of the things that I feel is different this time is I do have some demons I need to address, and emotions that I haven't dealt with, past traumas and such. And this time I realized, working with a therapist, how fundamental it is that you deal with those things first, because half of the time that's what pushes us into those eating disorders is trauma and things that we've dealt with that we just stuff down with food or restrict and don't allow ourselves to have it. So my therapist has taught me so much, and changing this time, not just I want to look good, but my mind needs to be right and my soul needs to be joyous and happy. That's where I am.
And that is so excellent. Anxiety hit me crazy bad with the birth of my fourth, and never really dealt with it much before. So anyways, I've always really enjoyed the comfort eating the treats. And I work at a gym, so I teach water aerobics. And it's super fun. And then I walk the dog. So I'm pretty dang active. And I have 4 kids, right? And so my favorites are the holiday Reese's, the white ones, though I don't eat chocolate. I'm allergic to it. But so I'm just like eating 2 or 3 a day because they're delicious. And I make a tray of cookies and I eat them all. And I'm just like, so even when, it was getting a little here or there, but it wasn't overall, because of how much I was exercising, it wasn't that bad for my physical appearance. But it wasn't good for my mind. It wasn't good to put the calories into my body, even if I wasn't gaining lots of weight, So it's like, there's so much more than just weight loss and the physical image, And so I just love your channel, that it's all about having your heart right, because it is good to take care of our bodies and be healthy and do it for the right reasons. And having this combined it's just awesome.
Thank you.
I love it. You're just so inspiring on your videos, because I feel like you're very raw. You just put yourself out there, and you put yourself in your yoga position, and you're just like, here's me in my exercise clothes. And it's so fantastic. I love it. And you're exercising and showing us. And then when you have a bad day, you're showing us. And then when you have a good day and you're excited, you're showing it. It's so awesome, because your energy is so contagious. And I love that you're sharing that.
Thank you so much. That means a lot.
Yes. And I've just been watching, because I've, like I said, I've been YouTube stalking you just to get ready for this video. And I love the one where you talk about loving the skin that you're in. Like, you don't use that phrase, but the just being happy with your body and just showing yourself that love. And so can you talk about how, because you said you did the yo-yo. So can you talk about how it came around that you realized you had to change your vision of yourself?
So what happened was, my highest weight was 315 pounds,
Okay.
and I hit that in 2020. And so
2020 is just the worst.
I know
Yeah.
it was a bad year, really, all
Yeah.
around. But
Yeah.
so I started losing weight, and I just focused on the physical,
Right.
nutrition, exercise, sleep, all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
And I was able to lose 110 pounds. I got down to 200 and 210 or 205.
Right.
And so then something super traumatic happened.
Okay.
And I immediately, because my mind and soul weren't right, and I was
Right.
focusing on physical outside
Yes.
only,
Yes.
my inside crashed, and I had no coping skills. I didn't know what to do except to stuff it all down and numb
Yeah.
myself.
Go away.
And
Go away. Yeah.
yeah, and then it got so bad, my binge eating disorder, it was almost around the clock. It wasn't, I wasn't able to do it in front of people,
Right.
but anytime that I was by myself in the car, or if my husband wasn't home yet, I would go buy things and eat it before anybody could see.
Right.
And of course they couldn't see immediately, but I gained 75 pounds back. And so all I knew at that point was I have to accept the binge
Right.
eating disorder.
Right.
I'm actually a medical provider, so I know what's going on.
Good. Good.
And I decided to finally put my big panties on, my big girl panties on, and seek help from an expert. Because that's what I always hope my patients do with me. Why am I
Right.
not doing the same thing with other professionals who can give me
Yes.
so much information?
So wonderful.
Yeah.
So wonderful.
Thank you.
Excellent. So what keeps you motivated when you have that hard day?
I could just say it got to the point where I wasn't able to take care of myself
Okay.
in a normal way that I should be at age 45.
Right.
And so even reaching down and tying my shoes, I would get horribly winded.
Okay.
And so I knew that if I wanted my heart to live many years later, that I needed to take care of it now and not later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's beautiful. So the motivation then is that you don't want to be in a position where you're not able to function like you need.
Exactly. And be a burden on other people.
Okay.
I don't ever want to do that.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. And I really encourage everybody in this audience to go out and watch her videos, because she talks about, like, she has these little stickers, the 6, 7, 8 colors. How many colors?
Yes, there's 6 different colors.
Okay.
And glittery. Like
and
shiny.
glittery. She's tracking it and she's sharing everything about it. And her personality is just so fun.
Oh,
and it's just, I love your journey, and it is motivating. And like I said, there's different ways that we connect, and we all, even if somebody's not going through the exact same journey, we all need to come to the point to love the body we're in. Everybody can benefit from the journey of body and soul transformation. And I just, so I encourage you to, watch these where she's sharing, her wins, and she's sharing her struggle days, and it's just an excellent channel. So I just love it. Thank you, Charla, for getting out there and creating this. I think it's just going to be a help to so many people.
Oh, I hope so. Really.
And if nothing else, it'll be a help to you. I'm pointing to
accountability,
me, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
get you there.
Absolutely.
Because you're doing these recordings. That's so excellent. So Charla, I've told you before, we love to, on Book Huddle, hear about a favorite children's book. What can you share with us?
Yes. Okay, so this was my favorite book growing up. Yes. And then I loved reading it to my boys when they were little. So it is Where the Wild Things Are. And I know everybody probably has their story of why they loved it, but I am ADHD. And I was the kid that I didn't act out in class, but I was always daydreaming, always in my
Right.
mind, trying to get people's attention to tell them what I was thinking about, things of that
Yes.
nature. And so when my mom got this book from the library and started reading it, I felt like Max, because I was like, I get it, man.
Yes.
I do. And then his imagination, his
Right.
story sounded like something that I would make up in my mind.
Right.
Because when I would get punished, I was sent to my room, and I would just lay in bed, and I would imagine that there was a prince living in a castle in the sky, and his little elves were going to come down and save me and
Yes.
take away from me,
His
from my mean
elves.
old parents.
I know. They were always the worst when they did that.
Right, right. And so I just connected with his imagination and
Right.
his desire to be part of something. When you're different growing up,
Right.
it makes it hard. You don't feel like you have that community or support, and you
Right.
feel like there's something horribly wrong with you.
Right.
So I was connected to Max.
Yes. And what a
That way.
wonderful thing. I just love books, how they bring that connection. And
Yeah.
they, I read this thing on a book group I'm in, and this child who was a very reluctant reader said to his mom, "You know what, Mom? Books, all that you're doing is you're looking at dead trees and you're hallucinating." And I was like, but it's a fantastic hallucination. And I love that analogy, actually. Like, he was saying it to insult her, but I'm like, yes.
That's hilarious. I love that kid.
So, right. So yeah, I just love that. And I have to also say, you got to go check out her month to month, Charla's month to month, because she was the inspiration for me doing my month to month goals, because her Winnie the Pooh, and I didn't mention that yet, just in case you were going to share about Winnie the Pooh. So I loved that these children's books have just stayed with you and had such an impact on you and your life. And
Yes, I was
such a
very
positive
blessed.
way.
My parents are wonderful.
So they're not so awful that sent you to your room.
No, they did punish me. Please,
But
we're in
it
the
was good.
South.
We know now
Not much
as a parent.
got past them. Yes, but my parents would not. We were not allowed to watch TV.
Yep.
And so instead, until we were older, we would sit in the living room together, and we would either read to ourselves and then share with the family what we were reading, or my dad would read us stories. And that's what made me think of Winnie the Pooh, because I didn't want to do another physical New Year's resolution. Last year I did 5K every month. And
Which
I
was
able
fantastic that you did those.
Thank you. But excuse me, I wanted to work on the soul part this year.
Yes.
So that's when Winnie the Pooh, it reminded me of how I would want my life to be.
Yes.
If I could have a perfect place, it would be a place like the 100-acre woods, where people are all different and have different ways of looking at life, but they all work together and they still love each other. And they help
we
each
still
other.
take ER on our adventures and love him anyways. So he's depressed, right?
Exactly.
I love it. I love it. Well, that's so fantastic. And I just love the monthly 2 focuses rather than like this full year. Because I mean, you have your body and soul transformation. That's a continual thing, but have monthly mini focuses are so fantastic.
It's not as stressful, I don't think.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much, Charla, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it greatly.
I will post all the links to how to find her YouTube channel. If you haven't yet, definitely check her out. And of course, her favorite books.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.